This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin with what is a special weekend for those who follow the Julian calendar, Orthodox Christmas or Ukrainian Christmas, as it's known to many in our province. But the war with Russia in Ukraine is on the minds of Ukrainians around the world, including here in Manitoba as celebrations begin. Shellfire explosions in eastern Ukraine were seen just ahead of a ceasefire that was ordered by Russian President Vladimir Putin. He says Russian forces have stopped attacks along the entire front for 36 hours to mark Orthodox Christmas. But Ukraine alleges Russia has launched a number of strikes since that truce was set to begin overnight. Now, for those who have moved to Manitoba from Ukraine, family back home is on their minds this Christmas Eve. Janet spoke today with Olesia Shishkevich. She came to Winnipeg with her 3 children in July. Her husband and the rest of her family are still in Ukraine. Here's a bit of their conversation.
During this holiday, every year we went to our parents. When my grandparents were alive, we went to them. Their Ukrainian tradition, all relatives gather together around a big table and the whole day we were preparing all together our all Christmas dishes. And of course, I miss my family. I talked today with them in the morning. But I came here with my kids and we keep all our traditions, and also we cooked all these dishes, and today we'll have together here, I with my kids, Holy Supper.
Have you met other people from the Ukrainian community since you arrived in Winnipeg?
Yes, of course. Here in Winnipeg, I met a lot of Ukrainian peoples, and many of them are celebrating today. Christmas Eve, and they will also have a Holy Supper. And of course, now in Ukraine, it's a very difficult situation because sometimes even whole day my husband and my relatives stay without lights and also without central heating, but they are okay. They hope, they pray.
You can see that full conversation on our website this evening. Just head to cbc.ca/Manitoba or check our CBC Manitoba YouTube channel. Ottawa is warning Canadians in western Mexico to shelter in place. A wave of violence between police and a drug cartel gripping the city of Culiacan and surrounding areas. Former CBC journalist Sheila North is in Mazatlan now with her children and grandson. They were supposed to fly home to Winnipeg today, but that didn't happen. North says the trip was a dream vacation for her family, but yesterday she got word something was wrong. Global Affairs Canada says the airport in Mazatlan has now reopened. North has been told their flight is delayed until Sunday. Here's some of what she experienced.
We're okay so far. It's definitely unnerving to find out what was happening. We were on an excursion on a beautiful day on the water and on an island yesterday when we saw plumes of smoke on the mainland and black helicopters hovering a bit, and we didn't know what was going on, and none of the staff that we were with were telling us what was going on.
Well, back here at home, a family from rural Manitoba says their loved one's hospital transfer makes no sense and is causing harm. We get that story from the CBC's Ian Frace.
And we're here to see my mom, who was just transferred yesterday from the Grace when we live in Stonewall.
Lisa Grayson drove 90 minutes to be with her mother at Ericsdale Hospital, an hour longer drive than when her mom was hospitalized in Winnipeg.
We want someplace close.
Her mom, June Grayson, broke her hip and was sent from Stonewall, where she lives, to Grace Hospital in Winnipeg for hip replacement surgery. The procedure was on New Year's Day. Rural patients are generally sent to their local health region to recover if possible. This way, they're closer to home. But the Interlake Eastern Health Region is massive, and the closest hospital with space for June Grayson was in Ericsdale. Lisa Grayson fought for her to stay in Winnipeg.
I pleaded with the nurse, I pleaded with the doctor.
But her mom was moved anyway.
With her delirium and with her dementia, the most important thing for her is to have family close by. I was called in 2 nights to come and sit with her. I was requested to be by her side. At least Grace Hospital is 20 minutes away from me. Ericsdale is an hour and a half one way, and I can't make that drive.
Health officials say they'll get June closer to home as soon as a bed's available. But Lisa Grayson says her mom's experience shows the current system is flawed.
It doesn't make sense when we have to drive so far. A 90-minute drive from Stonewall.
Grayson says her mother's mental state is fragile and doesn't want her moved again until she's recovered and can go home. Ian Fraze, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Well, for the third time in as many days, a progressive Conservative cabinet minister has announced he is bowing out of provincial politics. Reg Hellward is the Minister for Labour, Consumer Protection and Government Services. He says he isn't going to run in the election slated for this fall. The Brandon West MLA was first voted into the provincial legislature in 2011. He has been re-elected twice since. His announcement follows on the heels of similar announcements from Kathy Cox yesterday and Myrna Dreger on Wednesday. Hellward's departure means nearly a third of the PCMLAs who were in the party's caucus a year ago aren't running. Drugstores across the province are struggling with a shortage of cold and flu medications. Pharmacist Manitoba says while children's over-the-counter medications are finally returning to shelves, cold and flu products for adults are now in short supply, especially cough suppressants. Pharmacists are urging people not to stockpile medications and say they can often help you find other ways to treat your symptoms. Let's have a look at downtown Winnipeg tonight. It was nice to see the sun in parts of Manitoba again today. We'll have your weekend forecast next with Fiona Odlum.
This weather update is brought to you by Capital Ford Lincoln. 22 model clear out is on now.
Welcome back. We have fog again on the radar, and it's really going to be blanketed through this western portion of the province and even in touching into the northern region of the province. Now, as we move through till tomorrow afternoon, we're going to start seeing some moments of sunshine and increasing sunshine, and we're also going to be watching this stream of wind coming through, and this is what's going to make it stop being foggy. It's going to get some of that air moving and that moisture moving out of the way. But as we look towards Sunday, we are going to be watching for increasing cloud, but then a ridge of high pressure is going to slide in and it's going to start clearing things out. So looking for more sunshine on our Sunday, which will be great news. So tonight we're looking for around -15. Average for this time of year is around -22, -23 overnight. So we're definitely a little bit warmer. We're looking at a partly cloudy sky, a little bit of fog rolling in the early hours in Winnipeg. So it should be burning off around 7 o'clock when we're seeing -15. By lunchtime, we're going to be looking for -12 degrees and lots of sunshine coming to Winnipeg. So what we're looking for the next 7 days, we're looking for these mild temperatures to continue, a little bit of snow by midweek, and then it gets even warmer by Friday. Riley?
Thanks, Fiona. And that is your late news for this Friday. Thank you for being with us tonight and this week. Have a great weekend. Take care. Good night.